Hello, welcome to the Happy Families podcast. Here's the scenario. You are brushing your daughter's hair. It's got knots. She's whinging and complaining and saying it hurts. You're running late. You don't really have time for this. If she'd just done as she was asked, you wouldn't be in this situation. And you're really, really frustrated. I've been there. In fact, I can't tell you the last time that I had the blessing, the privilege, the joy of brushing my daughter's hair. I can't tell you what I'd do to be able to do it all over again. Today, a 2-minute idea from a philosophy professor that might change how you experience the next 10 years of parenting. Stay with us. That's next. Hello and welcome to the Happy Families podcast, real parenting solutions every single day. This is Australia's most downloaded parenting podcast. My name's Dr. Justin Coulson. Normally I'm joined by my wife, Mrs. Happy Families, mum to our 6 daughters. She couldn't make it today. Sometimes life's a bit like that. It gets complicated. It gets a little bit, taxing sometimes. I'm on my own, and today's one of those days. However, the show goes on, and what that usually means is that with Kylie not interrupting me, I get to say everything that I want to say, but I get to say it faster. So today, a nice short one, an idea that works wonders and may just change how happy your family is. So let's go back to a guy called William B. Irvine. Bill Irvine wrote a book called A Guide to the Good Life. And in that book, he talked about something called the last time meditation. Basically, it's this. Whatever you're doing, this might be the last time you do it. Think about that for a second. All of those parenting tasks that drive you crazy. The last time you carry a sleeping child from the car. Maybe the last shoulder ride. The last time that a small hand grabs yours as you cross the road. Maybe even the last time that they come and lay down on the bed beside you and say, I just wanted a hug before I go to sleep. And here's the great challenge about life. Nobody tells you that it's the last time. The last time happens, you don't know it, and then it never happens again. Now, sometimes that last time is something that you're actively praying for. I am really looking forward to the last time that I walk into the kitchen and find 12 plates that have been dumped there by children who, well, at least they took them to the kitchen, but they haven't bothered to do the rinsing. They haven't stacked them. They haven't got them organized. Do you know what I mean? Like the last nappy. I don't mind that I'm never going to change a nappy again for the rest of my life. At least fingers crossed. Hopefully I'm not going to have to. I don't mind that I don't tread on Lego in the middle of the night that's been left on the floor. That kind of makes me feel pretty good. But there's actually some really nice philosophical roots to this idea of the last time meditation. If you have a look at ancient Stoicism, there's something called negative visualization. Seneca, you might have heard of Seneca, Epictetus. What they taught was that if you can imagine losing something, it sharpens your appreciation of it. In fact, Epictetus, this is kind of brutal, but Epictetus even said to remind yourself as you kiss your child goodnight that they're mortal. The logic holds here, right? Maybe you don't want to imagine it's your child. Maybe you want to imagine for you that you are mortal. And this could be, it's kind of hard to say it. It makes me a bit sad to say it, but it changes the way that you engage in the moment. There's a parallel thread in Japanese culture. My brother spent some time in Japan, and I don't think that I'm going to say this correctly, but it's called Ichigo Ichi, one time, one meeting. It comes from a tea ceremony tradition. And what they're basically saying is every gathering is unrepeatable. Like we're here and this moment matters, but we won't get this moment back. Even if we're all together again, we're going to be different. The moment's going to be different. Everything will have changed. I think it's also why the Japanese fuss over cherry blossoms, because they only last such a short time, like a week or thereabouts. So the last time meditation builds on the psychology that we call adaptation. Adaptation basically means that you become habituated to something. Like you walk into the house, you see the kids there, and you just take them for granted because they are the wallpaper of your life. You stop noticing. Back in 2008, a researcher by the name of Kurtz published a paper in Psychological Science. Here's what they did. Uni students were told to imagine that graduation was 6 weeks away. And they were found to savor life on campus more. They became measurably happier than those who were told that graduation was going to be a couple of years away. Basically, this comes down to the following. It's about perceived scarcity. And what it does is it switches savoring on. There's a researcher by the name of Fred Bryant, and he talks about how we can savor what's happened, and we can also savor the future, or we can savor right now. This is what I'm talking about. It's the right now moment. You might have heard of a guy called Tim Urban. He has a website called Wait But Why. It's all about curiosity. And he invented this concept. He described this idea. He calls it the tail end. Scary stat. Ready for this? By the time your child finishes school, you've used roughly 90-something% of the total in-person time you're ever going to have with them. And then the remainder kind of gets rationed into visits because they move out of home. You just don't get the time anymore. So after the break, the last time meditation, how it actually played out at our place last week and why it matters in your place today. Stay with us. We're back. It's the Happy Families podcast. I'm saying we, but it's me. I feel a little lonely without Mrs. Happy Families today. Fingers crossed she's back tomorrow. I'm feeling a little bit better. Last week, my 22-year-old daughter walked into the bedroom holding her guitar, and she said, "Hey, Dad, I've been practicing a song. Can I play it to you? I want to sing you a song." And if I'm perfectly honest, even though I'm the parenting expert and I'm having this conversation with you, the reason that I'm doing this last time meditation podcast conversation with you today is because I didn't treat it like it was the last time, at least not initially. I was kind of annoyed because I was rushed, as is so often the case. There were other things that I needed to be doing, and I've heard her sing songs lots, so I just wasn't that roped in by it. And I said, not now, I haven't really got time. And then I remembered the last time meditation. I said, you know what? Because this could be the last time. I didn't say that out loud, but I thought this could be the last time. I'm so glad she's actually still with us. It wasn't the last time, but I thought this could be the last time. What if something happens to me? What if something happens to her? So I sat down with her. I said, I'd love to hear you play. And she sat down and she sang me 2 songs, and I didn't want it to end. It was beautiful. So the last time meditation is not about grief, and it's not about morbidity. It's not about mortality. It's not about life is over. It's actually about just stepping into the moment. It's about just being there. I haven't talked about this on the podcast in any detail, but a few weeks ago I was riding my bike and I came off. I don't know what happened because I passed out. I was unconscious when I came off the bike. I was doing 70 Ks an hour. And that's really been on my mind a lot for the last few weeks when my children ask if they can talk to me, do something, annoy me, whatever it is, or if I get to interact with them, because it could so easily be the last time. That car that wasn't on the road but could have been coming towards me, it could have been the last time. So I just wanted to share that idea with you today. The last time meditation, it brings you into the moment more. It helps you to sit there and really be there for your family. Experience family life differently. If your children are bothering you, it might be the last time. So how would you react differently this time? Here's what I want you to do. Here's my practical takeaway for this podcast today, for this week. Pick one ordinary ritual this week, or one ordinary moment. Maybe it's bath time if the kids are young. Maybe it's school drop-off if you drive them to school. Maybe the kids ride their bikes or scooters to school, but you usually just watch them as they go out the door and say, "See you later." Maybe you might do it differently if you did it like it's the last time. Maybe you might walk all the way to the front gate and watch them go down the street. Maybe the bedtime story, if it was the last one. When your child interrupts you with an invitation to watch this or listen to this or whatever, just remember, this could be the last time. Don't say it out loud. Just notice. So here's the thing. My daughters don't ask me to brush their hair anymore. I can't comb the knots out of their hair anymore. They're not interested in me doing it. And it would kind of be weird for me to sit down and do that with my 22-year-old daughter. Because number one, she doesn't need help. But number two, I don't know. I reckon there's something that you did this morning, something that I did this morning in relation to our most important people in our lives. And we did it on autopilot. That 10 years from now, you'd trade almost anything to do again. You just don't know what that thing is. And that's the whole point. Do it like it's the last time and see how it changes your experience. The Happy Families podcast will be back tomorrow with a whole lot more, including what do you do when your 12-year-old daughter receives content online that is disturbing, violent, or even sexualized? Plus, how can we lift our energy and build a stronger energy game. Those conversations and more coming up on the Happy Families podcast this week. Make sure you catch every episode. They drop every morning in your feed. The Happy Families podcast is produced by Justin Coulson from Bridge Media. Mim Hammonds provides our admin and other support. And for more info to make your family happier, visit us at happyfamilies.com.au.